Philadelphia, 1957. A cardboard box is found in a weedy patch of Fox Chase. Inside, the body of a young boy, beaten, malnourished, and alone. No name, no witnesses, and no one came forward to claim him. For over 60 years, he was known as the boy in the box. Today we know his name, but the mystery of who killed him still lingers. February 25th, 1957, a young man checking his muskrat traps in a wooded area off of Susquehanna Road near Varee Road in Philadelphia stumbled on a large cardboard box. Inside was the body of a boy, about 4 to 6 years old, wrapped in a cheap blanket. His hair had been crudely cut, possibly after death, and his body was covered in bruises. He was naked, malnourished, and someone had been beating him for months. Police were called, and soon dozens of officers scoured the woods. They also found a blue corduroy cap, a white scarf, and the box itself, which had once held a baby bassinet sold by JCPenney. But there were no fingerprints, no missing child report, and nobody recognized his face. They fingerprinted the boy, they took post-mortem photos, dressed him, brushed his hair, posed him, hoping he'd be recognized. Thousands of flyers went out across Pennsylvania. They even put his face on billboards. Nothing. Silence. The autopsy showed signs of chronic abuse, scars, healing injuries, and a strange L-shaped scar on his chin. He had brown hair, blue eyes, and weighed only 30 pounds. Far underweight for his age. Detectives chased every possible lead. They traced the JCPenney bassinet box to a store in Upper Darby. But hundreds of identical boxes had been sold. Dead end. The blue cap, custom made. A man remembered selling it to someone, but the buyer never gave a name. Another dead end. Over the next few years, more than 400,000 people were questioned. Even the FBI got involved. Still, no match in missing child databases, schools, or hospitals. Philadelphia newspapers dubbed him America's unknown child. He was buried in a potter's field, nameless. His case haunted detectives for generations. Every cold case attracts theories, and this one drew plenty. There's the Foster family theory. Detectives in the 1960s investigated a nearby foster home. After a psychic claimed it was connected, the homeowners had once purchased a similar bassinet and blankets resembling the one found with the boy, but no physical link ever stuck, and the theory faded. There's the Martha theory, or the woman who knew theory. In the early 2000s, a woman known only as Martha came forward, claiming her abusive mother had bought the boy, named Jonathan, and killed him in a fit of rage. Her story lined up with some details, but investigators found inconsistencies, and no evidence could confirm it. Still, for the moment, it reignited national interest. And there's the human trafficking or underground adoption theory, because some speculated the boy might have been sold, traded, or hidden, explaining why no one reported him missing. Unfortunately, every promising clue led nowhere. By the 1990s, though, advances in forensics gave hope. The boy's body was exhumed in 1998 for DNA testing. For the first time, his genetic profile could be compared to genealogical databases. Years passed with no match until 2019, when cold case detectives from the Philadelphia Police Department partnered with forensic genealogists. And in late 2022, 65 years after his body was discovered, They found him.
His story was never forgotten.
Police Commissioner Daniel outlawed today recognizing the decades-long effort to identify the boy we now know as Joseph Augustus Zarelli, but who for 65 years was known as the boy in the box and America's unknown child.
Born in 1953, the son of 21-year-old Mary Elizabeth Zarelli and an unidentified father, rumored to be a man from West Philadelphia. The police say they withheld some details out of respect for surviving family and because the killer is still out there. Today, Joseph's grave finally bears his real name. The case, however, remains open. Investigators have strong leads regarding his parents and possible family connections, but haven't released names of suspects. Authorities have publicly stated they believe someone in the Zarelli family, or close to them, knows what happened. Theories now center around long-buried family secrets and a history of abuse that might have been covered up in the 1950s. Even with DNA breakthroughs, police must still build an airtight case, and after 65 years, that's no small task. For decades, he was just a boy in the box, a symbol of lost innocence, a Philadelphia dark secret. Now we know he had a name. He was Joseph Augustus Zarelli, a child who got hurt terribly, but has never been forgotten. His story reminds us that cold cases aren't just stacks of files, they're lives. And regardless of how long it takes, America's once unknown child deserves justice.